The Leica M10 Zagato Edition kit was announced back in June 2018, and I was really lucky to get hands-on with it in August that year at the Leica boutique in downtown New York City, wearing special white gloves no less, and I was very limited to about a minute of hands-on time with it. I think the person who had bought it was coming to pick it up straight after that. It was then, and it remains today, an ultimate irrational item of desire for me. As a quick background, Zagato are an Italian car customization studio. They've turned out special edition Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Aston Martins, and even Corvettes. Always limited edition, always bold designs, and always at a price premium. Of course, taste in design is personal, and whether or not this speaks to you is up to you. But for me, aesthetically at least, this camera is just about perfect. Now, a year before they collaborated on this guy, they actually brought out a Zagato edition pair of 8x32 Leica Ultravid binoculars. They were about, I think, a 50% price premium over the standard edition ones, and they brought out 1,000 pairs of them at that time. The camera kit was released with just 250 sets, containing special packaging that includes a Zagato limited edition book, an aluminium number plate that tells you the special numbering of your camera, the customized Leica M10 body in its all-new aluminium shell with completely different styling. You'll also note no hot shoe on this guy, and I just found out today it also has no Wi-Fi, probably because of the metal body. And it comes with a 35mm APS-H Summilux lens. At retail, these were $21,600 US plus tax, which is around double the cost of the two of those items as standard editions individually. Now, for a regular daily use camera, that's insane money, but as an object of art or sculpture, something limited edition and collectible to put on a shelf and be admired and maybe appreciate in value, that could actually make sense for a lot of people. Zagato edition vehicles, in some cases, are worth insane amounts of money, appreciating considerably from their release date. There's actually a funny kind of parallel or analogy here between cars and cameras, and if you haven't seen it, I did a video about which brand of camera would be which brand of car. I'll link that below. Essentially, both cameras and cars are a blend of mechanical and electronic and technology, and if you service and maintain them properly, they're just as good potentially as they were 20 years from now as they were when they were first released. But our perception of them kind of changes. They can become cult classics and our perception is elevated, or they can start to look old and boring because technology, passes them and new models are released and, more horsepower, more megapixels, whatever, and we can start to kind of look down on them. Now, the cost of maintaining and owning a camera is certainly less than the value of a car, but like cars, most cameras, as soon as they leave the shop, start to devalue in price. Not so for this guy. It's still around retail price, depending on where you bought it in the world and what tax was applied. And in fact, it's the very first time that I've seen one for sale on the secondary market in the 6 years since its release. And this particular one is in truly as new condition, with barely any frames taken and a perfectly clean body and lens, unopened accessories and books and all of that good stuff. If, like me, you rather be out in the field actually using your gear instead of putting it on a shelf to admire, check out my brand new post-apocalyptic portrait shoot filmed in the Nevada desert with Steph and a whole bunch of local models. We film in a variety of really cool locations, from the desert itself to abandoned buildings, even in the suburbs. We show you how to use on-camera flash, the available light, and smoke grenades to create some really cool images inspired by movies like Mad Max, June, and the Burning Man Festival. Check it out, the link is in my link tree in the video description below. So look, as a beautifully designed camera to actually use every day, for me, it's impossible to justify the price because I'm not a rangefinder shooter, and it really is the design of it that I appreciate the most. And whilst I kind of hate the idea of capable equipment being used to look at rather than be used, if I had all the money in the world, then I would absolutely have one of these along with a bunch of other beautiful cameras on display in my house. So I'll definitely be buying my lottery ticket tonight, and if I win, I won't tell anyone, but there will be signs. You might see some beautiful cabinet of cameras behind me. So let me know, does the design do it for you? What's your most beautiful camera that you've ever seen or used? You know, if price weren't an issue, or if you just have lots and lots of money, is this something that you would consider? Big thanks to LSK Camera for letting me get hands-on with this, literally hands-on instead of via white gloves. It's a beautiful camera. It really is in as new condition. I'll pop their details below. Funnily enough, having spent this afternoon playing with this guy, it's actually a different vintage camera that has caught my eye, a 1950s Nikko, which is a Nikon copy of a Leica M3 that has kind of caught my heart. So who knows, I may just leave today having bought myself a limited edition rangefinder after all. So let me know, what is your most beautiful or best designed camera in your opinion. I'll see you guys in the chat.